All right, so today we're diving into something, well, a little different.
Different, yeah.
We've got this little snippet of text, and it mentions, get this, a court case.
Oh.
Where a young man was sentenced to Kai for stealing a fowl.
Kapai.
Yeah, K-Pi. Had to look that one up.
It's definitely not your everyday legal jargon.
Definitely not. So, like, right off the bat, what is K-Pi?
Well, it's not something you'll find in a standard dictionary, that's for sure. It's Nigerian Pidgin English slang.
Ah.
And it can mean a few different things depending on how it's used. Sometimes it's used as kind of a stronger way to say die or kill.
Oh, wow.
But it can also refer to like a harsh punishment or even just a bad outcome in general.
So, like, it's not exactly a light slap on the wrist, this K-Pi.
Not at all. And that's where it gets really interesting, right? Because we see this sentence and, we automatically start comparing it to our own legal system.
Right.
What we think of as a fair punishment for, well, stealing a chicken.
Right. I mean, in a lot of places today, you'd probably get, what, a fine?
Yeah.
Maybe some community service for stealing a chicken.
Right.
Not something as serious as, well, kapai kai.
Exactly. And it really highlights how different cultures have different ideas about justice and punishment.
It makes you think, right?
Yeah. What might be a minor thing in one culture could be a really big deal in another.
Totally. And this isn't just a modern thing either. Like, think back in history, right?
Yeah.
Some of the punishments for what we now consider minor offenses were pretty intense.
No, absolutely. We're talking public shaming, banishment, even corporal punishment for things that today we'd barely bat an eye at.
It's amazing how much our ideas about justice have changed,
Yeah. In medieval Europe, you could get your hand chopped off for stealing a loaf of bread.
Wow. Talk about a deterrent. But that's just so different from today.
Right. Today, it's more about rehabilitation and making sure the punishment fits the crime.
It shows you that our legal systems, they're not static, They evolve along with society's values.
Yeah. And even within a single country, you can have different regions or communities with their own unique ways of looking at justice.
That's true. So this little snippet of text, it really gets at how complex cultural understanding can be.
It really does.
Oh, and speaking of, the text mentioned Arasid TV. Any idea what that is?
Sounds like it could be a Nigerian news source. If anyone's really interested in digging deeper into this case or, learning more about Nigerian legal practices, that could be a good place to start.
That's a great tip. So to wrap things up, I guess what we've learned is that even the smallest piece of information, like a weird word, a brief court report, whatever, it can make you think about big ideas.
Absolutely. It can open a window into a whole other culture, a whole other way of seeing the world.
And it leaves us with a question, how can we appreciate these differences with sensitivity, with understanding, knowing that our own perspective, well, it's just one among many.
It's a lifelong journey, that's for sure.
It is.
But a fascinating one.
Absolutely. All right, well, that's our deep dive for today.
Until next time.